Okay, okay. Okay.
A new challenge for me?
The lift's carrying people around the decks move with a loud grinding noise. I forgot how the lifts look. Or the elevators. Look cool. So this is only the second named character I've seen. No initiative, no independent thought, only the omniscience commandments and adherence to protocols. Hey, Tech Priest. Okay.
That is simply irrational, Lady Theodora. Assimilation into the trade structure would be political and economic suicide. Practically an admission of heresy.
Says the man dressed in a particular garb, his voice tight with tension, his face, half of which is covered by his thin skin, is twisted in a grimace of displeasure and disbelief. Is this overvoxed?
Then suggest an alternative that will satisfy me. I have described the situation. No worse than my seneschal could have done. Make a decision. What will you do with Ion 6, Edelthrad?
A tall, gray-haired woman pinned him with her gaze, a cybernetic eye flashing crimson. I'm gonna survey the room first. Your first impression of Edelthrad, who appears to be about 30 years old, okay, is of parchment-like skin stretched over a tightly bundled mass of sinew, implants, and bone. Nervously twitching fingers, the face twisted by a slight tic, and the jerky movements are all signs of some illness or defect that has taken over his physical form. That's fun. In stark contrast to Edelthrad, Theodore von Valancius's features appear as if they were carved from marble, eternal and indestructible. Head raised high, proud posture, hands clasped casually behind her back. Everything seems to emphasize the difference in status between her and Edelthrad. Next to the two of them, you see two more men. One is a gray-haired officer, impeccable bearing, who was studying the contents of his data slate. Okay. The other is a behemoth bristling with holsters and baldricks containing all manner of weapons. Okay. The one on the left is the gray-haired officer, and the one on the right is, yeah, the behemoth.
Our second candidate has joined us. Approach and give me your answer.
Dry female voice and powerful feeling of being watched force you to look at Theodora, the rogue trader, who's looking straight at you. Her gaze, like herself, is predatory and oppressive.
Consider this hypothetical situation. Ion 6. A new world on the fringes of the Coronis expanse. High seismic activity, regular magma eruptions, metamorphic rock deposits, prospects for large-scale mining. The world is populated by natives who worship some heretical underworld spirits that protect those who offer them sacrifices. Flights of fancy, you might say. But attempts to install ore extractors have failed for the second time. The mining crews sent to the planet's surface simply vanished overnight. My question to you is, What would you do with this poisoned treasure?
Okay. Your character's skills reflect their knowledge and capabilities. Some dialogues automatically initiate passive skill tests. If such a test succeeds, new information will be revealed or a hidden dialogue option will unlock. Your character is traveling with allies. The party member with the highest score in the applicable skill is selected for each given passive skill test. If only that worked on tabletop too. Well, with a good DM it would. Alright, let's see. Oh, shit, okay. Skill value 35, difficulty modifier plus 90. Alright. Give me a second. Sorry, I had to sneeze. Alright, Xenos. Those spirits could well be natives named for dangerous aliens. I would first verify if that is indeed the case and if the population of Ion 6 engages in Xeno worship. Okay. There are ways to confirm whether that is what is happening on Ion 6 is witchcraft or not. It might cost several psychers to do so, but it will give us the answer. Okay, and then we have a few more. Right. I'm a former commissar. I would continue sending in more people, one crew after another, until someone succeeded in their service to humanity and the conquest of Ion 6. Right. These reports of spirits certainly sound like evidence of heresy. However, I would put my interest first. No matter what means I would have to use, the riches of Ion 6 would be mine. Meh. Ion 6 must be purged. For the good of the Imperium, I shall exterminate the heretical beliefs and other worldly powers that rule the native apostates. No, I don't know. Getting rid of psychers. Got a Blood Raven tattoo, so I've never really played these games before, besides Dawn of War 2. And Belt Gun. And I forgot what the other one was called. Let's see. Yeah, Dawn of War 2, Bolt Gun. What was it? I forgot what it was called. Other than that, there's... I mean, yeah, I played Space Marine 1 and 2. There's... Was it Death Watch? At my, oh, here it is. There's my library. Alright, let's see. Let's see. Deathwing. Space Hulk Deathwing. Alright. And there's Bolt Gun. Inquisitor! That's what... Inquisitor Martyr. Yeah. Yeah, there's my, there's all of my Warhammer games. Varmintide 2, Realms of Ruin, Space Marine 2, Rogue Trader, Inquisitor, and Bolt Gun. And then there's Deathwing. Deathwing over here close by Path of Exile and Pathfinder. Nice. Okay. Is there a higher chance of success over this? Why? Let's see.
Thorough, but presumptuous. It took me a great deal to find one psyker who could serve me well for many years. Yet you speak of several.
Okay.
Sanctioned psychers are rare and valuable instruments of the Golden Throne. Or do you suggest that we use heretics, who are an offense to the God Emperor's light? It would be rather careless of you to utter such profanity in the presence of his faithful servants.
Oh shit. Okay. I gave a straight answer to a simple question. Which I understand was still more than you could do, Edelthrad. Okay, we're both servants of the God Emperor and Lady Theodora. Does it become anyone of our status to engage in petty feuds? Okay. I find your tone most disagreeable, Edelthrad. Will kindly alter the manner in which you address me, or else you will live to regret the consequences. I'm not going to make any threats, as of right now. Shut your mouth, Edelthrad, before I decide to shut it for you. No, I like this first one.
Insolent, ignorant upstart. How dare you?
Edelthrad, I believe I gave you an assignment on this ship. Explain to me then why my senior congregator is still dawdling about the officers' deck, instead of proceeding to the middle decks to commence the inspection of the compartments in his purview.
I beg your forgiveness, Lady Theodora. Your presence has such a profound effect on me that I well forgot the time.
So, why are you here?
I do not know just yet. I hope you'll clarify that.
Clarity. A luxury that few of us can afford. There is a reason why I did not explain all the details of the question I posed to you earlier. Beyond the borders of the Imperium, seldom is one granted an opportunity to enjoy information in abundance. This, however, is one such opportunity. My name is Theodora von Valancius Massimo of Scaris. I am a rogue trader in the service of the God Emperor of humanity. And my rights and freedoms are vindicated by a most sacred relic. The warrant of trade, kept aboard this very vessel. Mine is the honor to venture into the darkness, beyond the Imperium, and carry humanity's light where powers wicked and heretical reign, and bow death and ruin to us all. It is my decision alone to determine the fate of whatever I find past the bounds of the explored void. Every world I discover, along with all there is to find thereon. Resources, people, riches, and mysteries, is mine by right. I command millions of lives, rule over numerous planets, and possess fortunes that no planetary governor or commander could dream of amassing. And you are one of those with von Valancius blood in their veins and a rightful claim to this inheritance when the hour comes.
Enough. Does this mean there are others?
Naturally. Some have yet to arrive on board, but you have had the pleasure of meeting one of them. Edelthrad may be somewhat disconcerted by the scale of the responsibilities that may potentially fall upon his shoulders, However, I have a good feeling about him as a candidate.
I don't.
Blood right alone is not enough to earn the high honor of becoming the bearer of a warrant of trade. Nonetheless, your abilities and talents may yet prove useful. If not for the role of Lord Captain, then for that of their closest ally. Alas, even those responsibilities can at times be too challenging for those who share your blood. Kunrad Voitvir served me for many years before he made his mistake.
Oh, did I hear you correctly? The Master of Whispers is related.
His kinship to me is most distant, as is yours. Nonetheless, he does bear the name von Valancius, even if he avoids using it publicly, and as such, strictly speaking, can be considered my heir. That door, however, is closed to him. Voitvir's performance in his current role is satisfactory. Or it used to be, at least.
If you are satisfied with Erothrad, then what sense is there in having this conversation? Why are you wasting your time on me?
Impatience. I am rather fond of impatient people. They are not as quick to resign themselves to circumstance and more eager to show initiative. Even if I do choose Edelthrad as my successor, I will still require loyal advisors. The skills and knowledge you acquired in your former life may prove invaluable here, in the Coronis Expanse. Once, you were a commissar of the Imperial Guard, a political officer who was not afraid to face his own death or to send his underlings to theirs. Resolve, faith, implacability. All of it gives one a unique perspective when presented with a situation where a less steadfast individual could falter. Trust me, your future holds plenty of situations where your commitment to your duty, or your house's interests, will be one of your strengths. Moreover, your courage has made you far more famous than you yourself probably realize. True feats of heroism will forever live on in the annals of the Imperium and bring honor to the von Valancius line.
Thank you for clarifying. May I ask my questions now?
I have some time before the navigator gives the signal to initiate the void ship's translation out of the warp, and my presence is required on the bridge.
An incident took place on the officer's deck. Some servitors went berserk and attacked the crew.
Is that so? Perhaps the technomats were careless during maintenance. Or it could be the warp playing tricks on us in spite of the Gellerfield. Or perhaps there is something to all the stories about the ship being possessed after all.
Lady Theodora, for the God Emperor's sake, surely you do not intend to start repeating idle rumors spread about by uneducated riffraff.
Enough, Abelard. Such hearsay amuses me. Idira eagerly retells me everything she learns from the whispers of her unseen advisors. This ship is thousands of years old. It has enough hidden nooks, malfunctioning cogitators, and unused compartments to make ignorant folks speak of specters dwelling inside the bulkheads and plotting against those who yet live.
What are my current responsibilities?
Observe, learn, absorb. It will take time for you to find your bearings aboard this vessel and in your new position. Eventually, I will find a post that suits you as I did for Ethelthrad. Until that time comes, consider yourself my aide.
Where is the ship headed?
The Rycad system, the domain of Rogue Trader Winterscale, one of my peers, and rivals. Besides me, 2 other rogue traders exist in the Coronis Expanse, and each of them possesses resources comparable to mine. Perhaps you will one day assist House von Valancius in surpassing both of them in affluence and splendor. I set the course for Rycad on the demand for a very specific reason. Perhaps I shall yet apprise you of the purpose for this voyage, but now is not the time.
Navigator. Translation. One of these things you speak of.
Sometimes I forget that people without direct access to a ship's bridge may not know the first thing about how a void ship travels between the stars. Vessels such as this one are capable of leaving real space and traversing into the warp, an otherworldly dimension of cruel and unthinkable forces. By entering it under the protection of the Geller field, we shorten the route to our destination, crossing distances that would require hundreds of years in a matter of weeks instead. Sometimes in days or even hours. That is how humanity spread across the galaxy. That is how we were able to build the Imperium, which spans millions of stars.
Sure, why not?
You can start by not asking questions of this sort. I have no need for sycophants. I will draw my conclusions when an opportunity to prove yourself arises. As for when you will be granted that opportunity, only the God Emperor knows. In that case, I shall head to... Disturbances reported on the adjacent decks. Seneschal, if the need arises, protect the new blood. It is possible that the chance to prove your worth may present itself sooner than you may have anticipated.
Those las guns?
Heed your cries of mercy.
Your Emperor won't save you!
We're not being flanked. Okay. How many are there? 3 right there, 1 there. 3 there. 5 there. 6. Okay, so yeah, there are 13. Alright, character at the very bottom goes first, then above them, and so on. Okay.
Don't touch me!
Follow my lead. I took care of this one.
Oh shit. Oh, they have cleave in here too?
Break their morale.
Mort. Oh
Death
shit.
to the heretics! Chaos guides me!
Ah,
Death
pain and
to the
duty
weak.
go hand in hand.
Cover. Use cover to avoid enemy attacks. Cover that a character can hide behind are marked with a shield or a shield with a skull. When standing close to them, the character will automatically take up an advantageous position. In this case, the chance that enemy attacks will hit the cover, not the character behind them, increases. The character will not receive a bonus if attacked from a side, not protected by the current cover. Woof.
Suits my purpose. Nothing of value has been lost.
If I wanted to hide behind cover, I'd hide like right here so this guy doesn't shoot me. Let's see, there's still 4 left. He took out 3 people. There's still 2 more. Oh, yeah, okay. These guys should just take a single shot. Okay. That's right.
To non-believers! Out of my way! I serve the ruinous powers!
Such is the will of chaos! No mercy for
Oh shit!
heretics.
Reduced to dust.
Stay vigilant.
Glory of the Imperium!
Chaos guides me.
Let's see how they respond to this.
Oh my goodness. Character has received a temporary positive effect from an ally. Such effects enhance your character's capabilities in combat in some way. Press L3 to activate the initiative track to select the character using up and down. Square on the character information window that opens up the effect. So I already forgot. Anyways, doesn't matter.
Already done.
What? I missed?
Nothing I can't do.
That's weird.
The Imperium!
A tactically sound approach.
I took care of this one.
I took one guy out. Wonderful.
Mort, take a team with you and clear a path to the transport line. Do not let a single whoreson survive. Didn't bat an eye when that scum burst onto the deck, huh? Not bad. I have seen many an officer who panicked at the sight of combat on the upper decks. The false sense of security offered by their position makes them that much more vulnerable to the harsh realities of warp travel.
What are your orders?
Mort has gone on ahead to clear a path for us. If you want to make yourself useful, go after him and see if the Arch-Militant requires aid. And be quick about it.
I'll lay claim to the stars.
Oh, I can't go over to the next. The other side.
Thank Providence you are alive and well.
Always on time, eh, Coonrad? The moment we finish chasing the riffraff around the deck, you show up. Always just after the fighting's done. You could set your chrono by it.
Mort, hold yourself together.
What, did the Lord Captain send you to chivvy us along? We're all done here. I'll report right away.
Master of Whispers, what is happening on my ship? The Voxnet is silent. The Voxmaster is not responding. Armed assailants have stormed the officer's deck, and my arch-militant just destroyed several more heretics on the way here. Is this a severe case of warp madness? Have some of my crew lost their minds and forgotten who they are and whom they serve? Report!
I have not yet received word from the Engineerium regarding any Gellerfield failures, but communications were already unstable half an hour ago, and now they have ceased altogether. Whatever the cause may be, the consequences are spreading fast. I am receiving scattered reports from the middle decks, and the only voxcasts from the lower bays are one-way heretical gibberish. That the madmen have already reached the officer's deck suggests that this outrage was planned in advance. Perhaps this is an organized mutiny.
Okay, let's see. Mutiny? But who would attempt a mutiny here in the warp? Okay. I mean, yeah, I'd go with that one straight up. Mutiny against the Emperor's anointed. Execute the traitors! Every last one of them. Meh. We must provide immediate assistance to those still on the middle decks. Perhaps then we might stop this wave from spreading. This is indeed a severe case of warp madness, and the situation is dire.
First, we have to confirm that the bridge and the navigator's sanctum are secure. And I have the means to do both things at once.
Nice.
Edelthrad, where is he? I must know if he is unharmed. A psyker aboard a ship that is potentially being assailed by the warp could pose a greater threat to himself and others than a whole army of madmen with improvised weapons.
I tried to locate him, but the last thing known about his movements is that he arrived on Transitional Deck 18.
Blast it! Master of Whispers, find Edelthrad immediately. Seneschal, locate Tlas and the Sister of Battle. Both are to remain at my side. Arch-Militant, with me. I must go to my study. And it appears we might encounter heretics along the way.
Yay!
If I may, Lord Captain. Transitional Deck 18 is at the heart of the disturbance, and if our goal is to bring Edelthrad back, I could use some support. After all, I'm not as adept at directly confronting enemies of the House as the esteemed Arch-Militant. And taking into consideration Edelthrad's psychic powers.
Then it's settled. Find Edelthrad and bring him here. In whatever state you find him. This elevator leads to restricted compartments such as my personal chambers and the bridge. Do not let me down. I require you both. Do you understand?
I hear and obey.
Then move out! Mort, come.
Are you ready to head to 18? It is a long walk, and you do not even have proper gear.
I shall make do either way.
Of course you will. Lady Theodora would never have someone she couldn't rely on as one of her heirs. But that is no longer relevant.
Not expecting that. I mean, I was, but I was hoping that wouldn't be the case. Oh, my goodness.
Careful, careful. Be gentle with our guest. He has an important mission to complete during our visit to the Warrant Chamber. And for that, I need him breathing. Ah, you are back with us, I see. Delightful.
What's the meaning of this?
You must have hit your head harder than I thought. No matter. Very little is required of you. Just your blood, which you can either share of your own volition, or I will spill it for you. We are in the anteroom of the Warring Chamber, this void ship's most hallowed vault. There, beyond those gates, lies the relic that gives Theodora all of her power. The sacred Warrant of Trade. Only one obstacle remains on my path to obtaining it. The gates of the chamber are guarded by the Sentinel, an ancient device that will only open the door to a true heir of the dynasty. I expected to do this part myself, but never mind. You will offer your blood to the Sentinel. Why? Because I am following an order. What is happening on this ship right now has been in the making for a very long time. All that remains is to obtain what my masters sent me for. The Warrant of Trade.
Is it inbred? Is your blood too thin for the Sentinel?
On the contrary, the Warp's blessing has raised me too much above your kind, Fon Valencius. The Sentinel refused to submit to me. But you can help. After all, isn't that what family is for?
I have no intention of helping you.
I am afraid that you have no choice in the matter. Try to resist, and I will demonstrate the power that the warp holds over mortals. Come to think of it, I might even take some pleasure in doing so.
To the void with you. Blade flashes in the dim light and drops of blood appear on your palm. For a brief moment you feel nauseous. Your head spinning and then quiet whispers begin to flood your mind. More and more sourceless voices echo each other, drowning out your own thoughts, placing them with a single urge. Gate. Like the voice in your head, get out, I'm not your puppet. Voices in your head giggle and mock you with desperate outcry. You feel this intruding influence, forcing you onto your feet and making you take a step forward. It's living in the center of the chamber. Okay, one of the available dialogue options requires making a skill test. Unlike the passive skill tests, which are made automatically, you can decide whether or not to select an option, the consequences of which depend on the result of the associated test. The test further affects how the dialogue develops. Depending on the context, it might change the course of the conversation, alter the character's attitude, perform an action whose consequences will only become apparent later. But the dialogue option that provides the skill test is intuitive, so the chances of success. The number after the skill's name indicates the difficulty of the test. Once your character starts traveling with allies, the party member, 100% chance. Yeah. In the gateway arch, you see a cogitator with a human likeness built into the front panel. As you approach the torso, it twitches slightly. This is Servitor, an obedient automaton created from a lobotomized human being. Sentinel turns its head to you, one of his eye sockets lighting up with two amber light irises. You carefully inspect the design of the gate cogitator. What immediately catches your eye is a strange alloy that was used as a material for the machine's components, some of which are unfamiliar to you. I suspect this might be some kind of archaeotech relic. Ooh, some experience. The servitor on the gate begins to move with a screeching and glow movement. Leans toward closer to you. The door jar opens with a drawn-out shriek, much wider than the jaw below a human could. The servitor's mouth is filled with sharp metallic fangs, glint in the dim light. The vid screen to the right of you lights up, showing strings of mysterious symbols on a green background. A whisper runs through your consciousness, insisting, demanding sacrifice. The voices that filled your head after Voidver wounded you with his blade did not go away. On the contrary, the source coiled itself into a tight knot, somewhere in the depths of your mind. Around in hopes to find at least something that could mark as a weapon. Your search is in vain. The chamber anteroom is completely empty and in perfect working condition. You hear a broken panel protruding a piece of rebar on sight.
Did you forget something? I suggest you hurry.
Servitor looks noticeably different from the one you are used to. Its skin covering is stitched together with copper thread and has metal hinges in places of the standard joints. It seems that the creators of the Sentinel did everything to ensure that the service life of this unit would be much longer than that of ordinary automatons. The Sentinel's jaw clamps around your hand, puncturing your skin and sinking into your flesh. Two dark drops fall into the Servitor's throat. Immediately you hear humming as servo motors start up. And the pump stir into motion. The vid screen on the cogitator flickers. Several long minutes pass. Sentinel's jaws remain closed, and you are beginning to feel sick. Perhaps if you were to lean against the gate, catch your breath, even closing your eyes for how long this ever happened.
High levels of caustic humors. The subject is in a state of heightened stress. Do you require assistance?
do not understand where this quantum voice is coming from, crackling like static. It's sensitive, quantitative, a figment of your weary mind. Whatever it is, you can clearly hear every word. Yes, I do require assistance. Pain shoots through your head, subsides just as quickly. It seems the entity coiled in your consciousness does not have the ability to do you any real harm.
Request accepted. Initiating descent protocol.
There is still another way.
Zip. Check the
I
warning
won't
chamber.
tolerate weakness.
Let it be known that by my will and by the true words of this document, I appoint this person to be the bearer of the warrant of trade. To be the paragon of humanity broken by endless adversity, to walk bravely first into darkness, I do trade. Triumph over nightmares until to hold boldly the reins of fate. Walk steadily the road. Oh shit. Just don't let me read anything, will you?
Escort the child of the house to safety.
I need a weapon. I am utterly defenseless.
Distance from the current location to the nearest arsenal. Initiating situational calculations.
Oscilloscope goes silent. Its relays clicking. Second after second passes, and you realize that the oscilloscope cannot answer you. I need to contact someone, preferably Theodora.
Voxcast frequencies disrupted. Initiating setup. Establishing connection.
Voxmaster, restore communication with the navigator's sanctum. I am trying to contact the bridge. If anyone can hear me on this frequency, regroup all available forces and head to the upper decks at once. I repeat, regroup all available forces and head...
Communication protocols breached. Signal latency assessment unavailable. Unable to establish two-way connection.
What madness is happening here? Who are you and who addresses me?
Temporary obnubilation following acute stress. Mobile unit of the Warren Sentinel standing by.
Are you the Warren Sentinel?
Mobile unit of the Warren Sentinel designed as a personal escort of the child of the house and a means of communicating with the Rogue Trader subjects. Mobile unit standing by.
Lead me away from here.
Middle and upper decks. Assuming the probability of safe placement in areas of concentration of armed units. Calculating. To prevent unauthorized units from breaching the warrant chamber, preemptive sealing must be initiated. The mobile unit will start executing the received order immediately after the safety of the warrant is secured.
By the right of blood. As the game story unfolds, you will see notifications at the top of the screen indicating that the status of your current objective has been updated and that new information has been added to your journal. You can hold the journal. You can open the journal from quick access. Holds R2. Okay, and then release R2. Okay.
Victory awaits.
Alright, let me read this. Let it be known that by my will and by the true words of this document, I appoint this person to be the bearer of the warrant of trade and... Oh my god! Let me read it! Let me read it! To hold boldly the reins of fate, to walk steadily the road of thorns, to pain, to greatness. Okay, whatever.
Run, fools, or fall! Master! What? Whatever are you doing in the Warren Chamber? How did you... Throne preserve me! What is the meaning of this?
Conrad Voigtver is a traitor. When we parted ways on the officer's deck, he stunned me somehow and brought me here. Well, I guess I'll do this one. How did you find me? Are you with that traitor Voigtver?
Master, with all due respect, what nonsense are you saying? Conrad? A traitor?
Voigtver openly admitted that he is the mastermind behind the mutiny.
Saints' blood! And it is small wonder that the heretics are so well organized. I thought his order to seal the passages between decks was his attempt to stop the attackers from spreading to other levels. But now I see the real reason. It was to stop the enforcers from intervening. At least you are alive, and now safe, Master. Alas, I doubt we can afford to look for a compartment to sit out this disaster. You're in a bad way. I can treat your wounds. I have a Medicaid kit with me. And, for the love of the throne, now is not a good time to be walking around the decks without means of self-defense. Here.
Treating injuries. While fighting, your characters can lose some of their wounds. Okay. Your characters have suffered an injury after being attacked by Conrad. This happens when a character receives damage that exceeds 50% of their maximum wounds in one round. The exact percentage of wounds a character must lose for this to happen may vary depending on the difficulty of the game you choose. Injuries reduce the character's resolve. When a character initially suffers an injury, it is considered a fresh injury during the first 3 rounds. Once 3 rounds have passed, a fresh injury becomes an old injury. Fresh injury can be healed using a Medikit without passing any skill tests. Old injuries can be healed with Medikit, but they require the character administering the treatment to pass Medicaid. Okay. Note that when a character loses all of their wounds, they fall unconscious. Once combat is over, the wounds of all party members are replenished automatically, but any injuries they may have sustained remain. They can be healed with Medikit. Can be only used to have the field medic feature, base skill Medicaid, will have taken Medicaid skill advancement at least once. Okay. Abelard can heal a character's injury. Hold L2 and select Abelard's portrait. Okay.
We must act.
Look no further. What advice do you seek? Your seneschal is always there for you. This wound will make a fine scar.
Back into
I'm
the
at
fray.
your service.
They say a little bit of humility never hurt anyone. I help others better themselves by wholeheartedly humiliating them at every step. Follow my lead!
Arm yourself. Our enemies may find us at any moment. Arm yourself. Our enemies may find us at any moment.
I need to increase my ballistic skill.
That is a noticeable improvement. Now you're prepared for the trials ahead. The lower decks are teeming with heretics instigating the rabble to revolt. But that is the least of our problems. The ship's enforcers are rounding up the scoundrels and suppressing the resistance. The situation on the middle decks is much worse, although strike teams have already been dispatched there. All communication with the bridge and the engineering bay was lost. So, apart from scattered voxcasts, we have no information to go on. But that is not the worst of it all. All these jolts and shaking are most alarming. These are signs that the navigator and the master helmsman are having difficulty translating the ship out of the warp and into real space. I fear that they may have already lost control. We must reach the navigator's sanctum and get a handle on the situation. If we can manage that, some aboard this vessel may yet survive.
I heard one of
Lady
Theodora's vlogs.
Which one? The last one I received was about the navigator's sanctum, and that was a good while ago. In any case, let us hope that the Lord Captain is well, and safely in charge of the ship's defense. In the meantime, we must do all we can to prevent the ship from veering off course.
What's going on with the
I am no
translation?
helmsman. Oh, God Emperor preserve me, navigator. However, I have spent my entire life aboard void ships equipped with warp drives, and I know that portents such as these do not bode well. It could be that the Gellerfield has faltered. Perhaps the navigator was struck down by warp corruption and is fighting for the last shreds of his humanity as we speak. If we get thrown off course, we will be forever lost in the warp. Naturally, we would likely not have long to live in that scenario. But I will not resign myself to such an outcome just yet.
How'd you find me?
You sent me a Vox message. Specifically, a Voxcast on the officer's frequency, which I had the good fortune to receive. You mean to say you did no such thing?
I think the Warren's Sentinel may have sent that message. It appeared when I opened the chamber.
Warren Sentinel? The Lord Captain barely ever ventures down to the chamber, and I was at her side only once or twice when she did. And I did not see anything of the sort. The Warren Chamber is an ancient and rather sacred mechanism that the ship's tech priests treat with the utmost reverence. I assume that whatever it is that you did, you must have activated certain processes and caused the Sentinel to awaken. But then, why did none of it happen when Lady Theodora did the same?
What can we expect to find in the Navigator's Sanctum?
During warp transit, the Sanctum is closed to all who are not involved in traversing the Empyrean. And for good reason. For the Navigator to open their third eye and perceive the way, the Sanctum must be bathed in the energies of the Immaterium. Only a Navigator can withstand such an ordeal. For the rest of us, any contact with the warp is fraught with perils such as loss of sanity, spontaneous mutations, and death.
Navigator Sanctum. Very well. Will you lead the way?
Absolutely. Let us proceed.
To arms, loyal sons and daughters of the God Emperor! Fight the heresy and corruption that threatens to consume our home, and with all your might, destroy those who have dared!
The Lord Captain is calling her crew to battle, which means the Vox networks are set up for broadcast transmission, not message exchange. Splendid. While the Rogue Trader inspires proper resolve to fight in her subjects, you and I shall prove that her trust in us is well deserved. Onward!
Surrender my way! Venerate the dark gods!
Close ranks!
Come to chaos!
Okay. Actually, no, that's fine.
I am your doom!
Just a minor setback.
Friendly fire. Your friends can get hurt by your burst attacks or area attacks. To avoid transfer, keep an eye on the trajectory of the shots in area of effect. The area attacks and melee burst attacks.
Not a problem for me. Suits my purposes.
I don't have other AP, do I? Use? No, I don't think so.
Chaos guides me! Death to the weak!
Your new companion is a warrior. I'm a warrior. Avalon specializes in melee combat and join the enemy's attacks. Charles is a unique warrior ability that works only when they are using a melee weapon and it's not considered an attack action. Okay. I can't really... Oh. Wow.
I will do my duty.
Death to non-believers!
Ooh.
Out of my way! Brace yourself, Abelard.
Did he just kill his own guy? Attack of opportunity. Characters with melee weapons can make an attack of opportunity of an opponent who's in an adjacent cell and initiates movement. It can also be triggered by some abilities. Nice! Oh baby, a triple! Can I move here? Can I move? I guess let's not. Get parried, bitch. Alright, let's just smack him.
I serve the
Reduced to
powers.
dust.
Chaos guides me.
My tactics are flawless. All too easy. You didn't stand a chance.
You can advance the level of your character and their companions. Prevailing in battles, exploring the crows, expanding, completing quests earns you experience points. Once you've accumulated enough experience, your character gains a new level. Hold R2, select the level up icon, then release R2 to open the level up screen. Each level gained offers your character's new progression options, which include new abilities, talents, skill improvements, and other enhancements. Companions gain new levels at the same time as your character. If they are not included in an active party during your journeys, you can always increase their level later. Defeated enemies have no further need for their former belongings, but you can discover valuable trophies among them. Awesome. Awesome. Let's see, what do they have? What is this? Oh, it's a las pistol. And what was this one? It's an auto pistol. Okay. What's this? A sword.
It's about time.
Too much you can show some points.
On the threshold of the blinded guide, doom comes from the heavens.
Master, watch your head. Idira, would it be too much to ask that you phrase your soothsayings plainly for once? That was too close.
Sorry, old man. Their voices are so loud I can't even hear myself. They shriek, they sing, they... Oh, Abela, how they sing.
This is Idira Tlas, personal psyker and diviner of Her Ladyship Theodora von Valancius. Idira?
I'm not drunk, old man. I'm suffering the effects of the warp that is seeping through these walls. I see the ship's fate. To die in the waves of the immaterium, fall under the burning rays of the final dawn. And in the roaring blaze, I see a figure standing. Who is it? I have no answer.
Diviner are you?
The voices from beyond the threshold whisper to me. Sometimes their murmurs are clear, they grant insight. Sometimes they drive me mad. But I am patient. I know how to listen and discern. But now, with this clamor around me, too many voices, too loud. And you are von Valancius, one of Lady Theodora's heirs. Well then, we finally meet.
Officer's frequency. To all who can hear me, those with a weapon in their hands are to gather on the officer's deck at once. I repeat, gather on the officer's deck at once and prepare to launch a counterattack.
That's Ethelthrat. Oh, Emperor's Providence. The other heir lives as well. Quickly, we must head to...
Not so fast, old man. If we drown in the warp, Lady Theodora's heirs won't be any good to us. If Ethelthrat's like me and hasn't yet surrendered his mind or body to the mercy of the warp, then he can still hold on a little longer without us.
Blast it. You're right. First, we need to deal with what is happening here.
What are you doing here?
The whispers called me. The ones I could make out among all the screams and screeches. Those who are rocking this boat hit us where it hurt. They went after the navigator, our guide through the warp. Other whispers called me to the enginarium, but it was too late. I heard the cry of our master Cog, and the silence that followed.
What? You don't mean the Engineer Prime is...
Said, without a doubt. And the voices wail, heralding countless nightmares, cackling at each soul among the hundreds that are now joining the warp. The shriek from the Navigator's sanctum was louder than the rest. And it's better that we saved the Navigator than some lever puller from a cooling module or a cook from the middle decks. Oh no.
Let's go.
No. Nothing is well about him. Can't you feel the chill crawling on your skin? The eyes watching you? The warp ice has already encased the bulkheads. What follows is calamity. But we're not just going to stand here and take it, are we? The state of things in here suggests there's a navigator around. Maybe one who's crippled or at death's door, but still kicking. And since our skin hasn't peeled off our faces just yet, his third eye must be closed. At worst, it's a little roughed up. So what are we moping around for? Let's go protect that noble mutant while we're still alive.
Okay. What was it? Won't be able to get into different archetypes until level 16. Okay.
We are the spearhead of the Imperium.
I'll lay claim to the stars.
Alright, I'm actually going to pause it here and save. Let's see, where was the last time I saved? Right here. Alright, I'm going to call it for the day as of right now. So I gotta finish getting ready for work. That being said, take care. And have a nice day. Later.